your life. It's our life. It's our life. It's our life. Come on. It's my life. It's your life. It's our life. It's our life. It's our life. You got to make a decision.
Welcome to the Hollatics Live Interactive Podcast. I am Raz, your host. We do this every 7:30 to 8:30. Each weekday night, it's the Hollatics Live Interactive Podcast. Hollatics, y'all check in from around the globe. Hollatic Mike Robinson already reporting for duty. Mike like me, man. I be waiting for this moment, man. Hollatic Gabe Robinson checking in. Y'all like me, man. I be waiting to talk to like minds, man. It's not that we can't do without it. It's just, it's like, it become a part of your life where you want to say, man, let me see what the Hollatics gonna say about that. So this is the Hollatic Live Interactive Podcast. I am Raz, your host, chief politician, narrator, orator, and the hardest Negro under 6 feet since Eric Easy E. Wright. Hollatics, let's go. I remember when we used to like go to the barbershop, ex-Hollatics, right? Cause Hollatics, we don't go to the bar, we don't do barbershop conversations no more. We Hollatic. But I remember when going to the barbershops and we talking about stuff, and you like, man, I wonder where other people at in the world and how they feel about the same type of stuff. You know, they make movies out of it, barbershop, beauty shop. But we talking about no bars and stars here. We ain't talking about coming at this stuff from an entertainment perspective. We talking about a real life perspective. So Hollatics, y'all check in tonight. I was talking with the Rev tonight. Y'all check out the Rev show on Sundays if you haven't already started, man. I recommend it. But I was talking to the Rev and I was just telling them how, man, I got a pattern to show, right? Because we so used to entertainment that when you get a show like this, well, we just talk about, you know, street level decisions, what I like to call it. Poli-sci 2.0. When people say poli-sci, they think about politics, but the truth is, ordinance and rules, man, the ones that govern our life. When you get a show like this, well, we talk about that type of stuff. You know, people are kind of, they'll check it out at first to see if they get entertained, and then if they not, then they adjust themselves accordingly. But we not here to entertain Hollatics. We here to iron sharpen iron, you know, in a respectful manner. It's almost like tribal council. We talking about the Hollatic Live Interactive Podcast. Hollatics, y'all check in. I am Raz, your host, chief politician, narrator, orator. And we do this every 7:30 to 8:30 Central. Each weekday night, it's the Hollatic Live Interactive Podcast. Hollatics, y'all check in. But anyway, you know, we Hollatic, man, and we believe in the stuff we discuss here is beyond entertainment, man, you know. It's actually stuff we have to implement in our lives, man. So, which was the focus of the show, right? But anyway, you know, we're not dry. I'm kind of weird. I listen to dry podcasts myself. I listen to podcasts where people be like, and the news for today is, I like those because I like straight information. I like information. See, some people need sauce. They need the sauce on theirs, but I like straight information. I put my own sauce on it. So we do a little bit of here. We do a little bit of both here on the Hollatics show, man. So Please, man, if you listen to podcasts on a regular basis, go to your podcast distribution, wherever you listen to them at, software app, and download the show, Hollatics Live. I preferably prefer you do it on Apple. Apple has about 40% of the podcasters. So, but some of y'all may not be rocking with Apple devices. You might have, Android or something else. So, you got Google Play, Spotify. Spotify seem to be where the big business is, but most of these, platforms, they cater to the superstars. And one day we'll be one of the top shows in the country. I promise you. Everybody started from this level right here. I was watching some Howard Stern reruns, and man, he date back so far, but he get the big bucks, man. We're gonna start right here and do what we do. So if you're just tuning in, it's the Holla-tics Live Interactive Podcast. I am Rash, your host. We Holla-tics every night from 7:30 to 8:30. We stream live from the Castnet page on Facebook, as well as YouTube Live, Holla-tics Live. We're streaming also on Parameter, Twitter, via Parameter, also on Twitch. So, but it's audio podcast, man. So we talk about you plus me choices, man. I like to call it Poli Sci 2.0, just so I can put a topic to what we do, so people won't mistake us for entertainment. They might see the colors and the hat. I don't wear caps. They might see all this stuff and be like, we entertainment, but we not. That's the Thanksgiving colors, man. We're going to fly them for the rest of the week until we get out of these holiday season. But let's get to some news. Holla-tics, man. Y'all checking in. What was that, man? Now I don't know how many Holla-tics are interested, man. Y'all weigh in if you are, but I do this. I don't normally do it, but I got a wild hair up my that ain't a good. Might as well finish it, right? I got a wild hair up my behind to go at some of my stock picks. And ones I think will do really well for the next quarter. And if you don't know what a quarter is, it's 3 months. Ones I think will do well for the next 2 quarters. And, I decided to label it the RAS report. Now, this ain't something new. I do this often, but within my own insanity is the best word to say that one. Meaning I deal with myself like this. But since we Holla-ticking, I think I should share it with you, man. So that's, we talk about either power or money here. So we're going to talk about the RAS report, man. Some of the stocks I think are going to do really well for the next quarter. You got BA, which is Boeing's, Tesla, L-Brand. I think the whole energy sector is going to do really well as PayPal. So Holla-tics, y'all weigh in. Gabe said I'd be interested in this stuff. That's what's up, Gabe. I'm gonna send you the whole written RAS report, man. But I decided to take the news to go ahead and talk about this stuff, because I like to take these bites and use them on different social media so people can kind of see what the podcast's about. But first stock in the RAS report is Boeing, man. Now, Boeing had 2 wrecks about 20 months ago. A lot of lives were lost. A lot of confidence was lost in the company. I kind of talked about this a couple days ago. And what's up, Rawo, checking in. And so they finally, after 20 months, I think COVID came at the right time with Boeing, because with that happening with Boeing and then COVID, it came right at the right time, because they had an opportunity to get, the 737 engines fixed. And they announced last week that that they was back and ready. Still a lot of consumers or plane riders, customers, were saying they didn't have confidence in the 737. I think that's that's real thin. I think once the world starts back normal, then that would go away. But I think Boeing is definitely a good trade for the next 2 quarters. Boeing is trading around $200 a share off the yearly low as much as $90, yet far from its 52-week high, which is $374. Some analysts believe Boeing is still overvalued. I believe it's undervalued. I do believe Boeing will jigsaw a few sessions, but I believe it will go above 200. Of course, I think it finished today over 200. I actually wrote this Friday, and I like the stock for the next few quarters. I call Boeing at 250 within the first quarter of 2021. I stand by that. I think Boeing goes to 250 in the next 90 days. Airlines will have cheap tickets. People will have to fly. Boeing have other engines and other orders. The company is not going to lose value anytime soon. COVID was blessing this company. It provided a down market for Boeing to iron out its aviation engine issues. So I think people are eager to get back to normal life. Boeing provides jets. I think they're trading a little bit above 200 today. I predict Boeing to 250 within the next quarter. If you want to jump on that, I'm a speculator, of course. I don't have a financial advisor's certification, but I'm pretty good at this stuff, y'all. Holla-tics are checking in, man. Rod Woe say, what's up? Holla-tics Stephen Hunter is checking in every night, say Rod Woe. Every night what? The Holla-tics Live Interactive Podcast. Right now, we just killing out some news. The RAS report, a couple stocks I think that's going to do really well. Now, if you're not familiar, what's good? Holla-tics Phil Umber, the Rev is checking in tonight. He said, good session today. Me and Rev was ironing out some meetings today. We're going to actually try to implement the Rev, bringing in some tunes at the beginning of the show, kind of liven this thing up a little bit, man. But also, we want Rev show performing at his max. So, man, tomorrow, Rev, we'll be at it again. But anyway, we still on the RAS report again. I like Boeing. I think Boeing do 250 within the first quarter of next year. I think aviation will pick up the COVID news. Vaccines getting out. Remember, vaccines have to be flew out. What is it? Moderna? Not Moderna, but Pfizer's vaccine has to be flown out. It has to be kept at a certain temperature within the doctor's office, even, in transportation. So all that stuff got to be done by planes, and I think Boeing is going to play a big part in that. I think when a company gets bad press for wrecks, and they should, people lose confidence in the product, but at the same time, man, we still got to travel. We still got to get business done. We still got to fly. So Boeing rebounds and gather back some of those 52-week losses. They hit a 52-week high of 374. Will I think it do that next year? I'm not sure. I like it for 300, probably within the deep, maybe semi second half of 21. But I see Boeing hitting 250 in the next quarter, if not quarter, early second quarter, man. So boom. You just tuning in. It's the Holla-tics Live Interactive Podcast. We just holla-ticking about some money right now. Gabe said he liked this type of stuff. All I need is one. Like Nas said, all I need is one mic, one cry, one stage, one person to hear me one time. That's it, man. So, in the news today is Boeing, man. I got stuff like this for days, y'all. I'm just kind of filibustering before we get to the floor topic. Also, LB, I talked much about LB last week. It was Friday. If y'all missed Friday, we talked about women in business. And we talked about a lot of companies that were doing well based on women consumer power, and they didn't need us as dudes. And LB was one of that. If you're not familiar with what LB is, called Limited Brand. It is the parent company for Victoria's Secret's Pink and also Bath and Body Works. LB is up 285% on the year. And believe it or not, the bulk of the load was carried by Bath and Body Works. Victoria's Secret showed loss overall in the 2020 quarter, in the last 2020 quarter, but the sales from Bath and Body Works were enough to suck up the losses from Victoria's Secret and Pink and still put the company at $580 million in operational income from a year versus being in the red. Now 19, they was in the red at this same time. This is L brand, and I'm telling y'all, I'm freaking out over it. I'm not over pumping it. I don't even know if in all disclosure, I don't own any L brand, but I am highly impressed by it because all my times when I was in the mall and I seen these big long lines, I thought the company was in trouble, right? I thought they was these long lines was them liquidating assets because they was about to get their behinds handed to them because of COVID. But actually, they was kicking butt. I like L brand for the next 2 quarters. First one especially because I think not only with the COVID-19 vaccine rolling out, you also have the Christmas season. And while we're wearing masks, we're standing in line getting Bath and Body Works. And while we're wearing masks, we're ordering Pink and Victoria's Secrets right here online. So I am with LB for the first quarter in 21. Hollatics, y'all, weigh in tonight. We just talking a little business here. We got flow subjects coming up. Tomorrow I have guests on the Holla-tics show. Stay tuned to my post tonight as well as tomorrow to see who those guests will be. But we will be having guests on the Holla-tics Live Interactive Podcast tomorrow, man. So Holla-tics, y'all weigh in tonight. We're just chopping it up. Also in the news, for as the RAS report, PayPal. Now, I won't put the write-up on PayPal on the screen, so I'm going to freestyle a little bit on PayPal. Now, if you're into trading and you're into equities at all, you will notice that Bitcoin is rising right now. People are freaking out over Ripple, which ticker symbol in the crypto world is XRP. Ripple and XRP are the same thing. People are freaking out because Ripple was stuck around 20 cents for a long time, and they seen it, it's hit as high as 50 cents today because it's the third largest crypto market capital. People are looking at Ethereum and Bitcoin and looking at Ripple trading at 50 cents thinking, man, if it get anywhere close to Ethereum or Bitcoin, this is going to make me rich. True enough, it is the third market cap when it comes to crypto. It stands in third place, but it has to do a whole lot of moving before it do the numbers that Bitcoin is doing because the number of Ripple is very, very high. And but anyway, that whole market is on fire right now. And we thinking, okay, it's getting ready to make all of us rich. We shaking our hands together like crickets. But the truth of the matter is PayPal. Yep. The same people that we use to pay each other or we send our bills to when we don't want them taken out our real account, we'll push them over on PayPal. Well, PayPal has made it possible for people to buy cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. And based on stats, 70% of the recent sales from from Bitcoin has come from PayPal users. So the reason we seeing Bitcoin make these big moves like it has been the last week is partially to do with PayPal and a couple of other hard capital firms who are starting to soften up towards cryptocurrency. That is why I believe, and so me and a partner was talking about this today. Believe it or not, I do have conversations about this stuff. Me and a partner was talking about this earlier today, and I was telling him, with PayPal having that much power, that 70% of the recent Bitcoin sales are due to not only PayPal, but largely to PayPal. Which would you rather own, Bitcoin or PayPal? If you're smart, you say both. But he was like, PayPal. And I was like, smart guy. Because, again, the real money is starting to soften up towards crypto. And what I mean by real money, I mean the old money, the old investors. I think crypto does hold a certain physical or monetary value in this generation, but I think it also holds a more than, I don't want to say sentimental or emotional because that's too soft, but I think this generation takes pride or ownership in the discovery and almost creation of the cryptocurrency world. So I do believe it holds more than just the monetary value. That is why some of the older generation is not too crazy about it, but the new generation is like, look out, look out, look out. We get into fist fights with each other over social sites on this stuff, man. So Holla-tics, y'all weigh in. Tonight we're talking about the RAS reports, man. Couple stocks that I feel is going to do well in the first quarter. I'm talking about Bitcoin and the rise of Bitcoin over the last couple of days. And partially, some of that was due to PayPal. PayPal has made it possible for its users to buy, trade cryptocurrencies. Just a few of them. And, it's thousands of them out there if you're not in that world. But Bitcoin is the leader of that world. And 70% of the recent Bitcoin bought has been directly connected to PayPal. So PayPal is trading at about a little under $200. I think it might have closed at $200 today. I think PayPal will do well. PayPal is very similar to Boeing to me. I think it's going to see 250 within the next quarter. And these are real conservative predictions by me. I actually think they'll do faster, but the fact that this is soft ground for me, I'm just getting into this. I'm not trying to have nobody pulling guns on me because they took my speculations and lost everything. Hollatics, y'all weigh in tonight, man. We're just talking some business news here. We do have some floor subjects. Matter of fact, Hollatic Gable Robinson hit me with something the other day, and I say, man, it'll be a cool floor subject because we're already talking about the topic. The topic has been in the news, still in the news, should be in the news, is very important, which is the COVID vaccine. And so that's what we'll be dealing with tonight on the floor. But right now we're going over the RAS report. Few of these stocks that I think will do well. In all disclosure, I do own a few of these. The energy sector is also another sector I think will be doing well within the first quarter of 21. I think, again, there is no green solution for boats and planes and the world needing to use oil. I think there is focus on green energy, but I think with all the COVID-19 and people just eager to get back to normal life, I think some of the focus on turning the world green will die off, and people will kind of go back to the old ways, and that's going to be good for oil. Oil is trading at about $40 a barrel right now, coming up from negative. At one point in time, they would pay you if you take a barrel of oil, but it's up $40 a barrel, long way from 80 in its heydays. But I think it will see some rally points within the first two quarters. If you're holding on to any oil EFT or any stock directly affected by oil, you will notice you've had an increase over the last 30 days. That is not by coincidence. The energy sector has outperformed pretty much all the sectors the last month. And of course, these dudes playing with big oil, so they're not being head faked by little weak catalysts like press releases or whatever. When I see energy moving at a constant pace, it might be slow. But when I see energy not hacks on, but actually moving forward, I almost predict something is solid in the future, because these are big dollar people. And you have a Joe Biden administration that's not friendly to oil. So oil is still continuing to increase. Maybe quick pro quo, right? We had that lesson not too many few weeks ago. Hollatics are weighing in. Hollatics Stephen Hunter say both crypto and stocks are worth holding on to. Have long-term thinking. That is Hollatics Stephen Hunter hitting y'all with some words of wisdom. He say, change your thinking. Hold on to some of this stuff long. I'm a bad boy, Steve. I'm a swing trader, man. I hold on to, I got stuff I do hold on to for the long haul. But I understand the power of short gains. It's sort of like when you're teaching in the classroom. If you give a kid small words and they knock those words out, they get enough confidence to tackle some of the bigger words. So I think short-term trading is good when you're investing, because when you pattern yourself for a short-term trade and it's profitable, you get confidence in the whole equities market. And that's what it needs, man. You know, I think more of us need to be in the equity market. I'm talking about me plus you, not the millionaires, not the celebrities, not the people that's already there. I'm talking about me plus you. We need to be in the equities market, man. The stock market has made more millionaires than any other industry in America, including sports and entertainment. Hollatics, y'all holler at me. Tonight we're talking about the RAS report. Few stocks that I believe is going to do well in the first quarter. Boeing's, Tesla, limited brand, energy as a whole, also PayPal. We just filibustering a little bit. My man Stephen Hunter weighed in earlier saying he believed cryptos and stocks were holding on to right now. Give you a cheat sheet. I learned some of my cheat sheets from the greats. A lot of stocks that's doing well right now are the ones, you know, well, that don't make sense, man. Let me not go there. Hollatics, y'all weigh in if you just tuning in. It's the Holla-tics Live Interactive Podcast. I am Raz, your host. No bars and stars here, just you, me, and the stuff that concerns us the most. Mostly on street level decision basis. I like to Holla-tic with my people, man. Tonight on the floor, we got what we got, man. We getting ready to see you on the floor, man. So Hollatics, y'all weigh in tonight. If you're just tuning in, it's the Holla-tics Live Interactive Podcast. I am Raz, your host, and this is the floor. Tonight on the floor, we got celebrity influence for taking the vaccine. Estimated 30% of the population, minorities is really goes right there. I left it out. 30% of the population, minorities, have a mistrust for government. 50% say they will not take a vaccine if offered. Wow. That is huge. With the pandemic killing this many people in the world, you still have 50% of the population say they don't trust the vaccine enough to take it. You had Dolly Parton raised. I said raised in my notes here. I'm not sure raised is the right word. It could be she actually gave or donated. I'm not sure how that went. I think raised was the safest word right here. Gabe sent me a link on this. She raised $1 million to help people get vaccinated. Help the public get vaccinated. So Hollatics, I want to ask you, do you believe we should be vaccinated? And how do you feel about celebrities influencing others to do so? That is what's on the Hollatic floor tonight. Hollatics shall weigh in. You ain't gotta weigh in yet. Let the music kind of just... Y'all know how we do right now. Just because the music is smooth, I don't mean y'all let up on me. I need your most passionate, heartfelt, grimy, gritty. Get your YouTube fingers, your Facebook fingers, your text message fingers, your Instagram fingers, your Snapchat fingers, your WhatsApp fingers, your message app fingers. Whatever you choose to use when you write the most grittiest, grimiest, heartfelt message. That's what I need you to do tonight on the floor. Celebrity influence for taking vaccines. Estimated 30% of the population has a mistrust for government. 50% say they will not take typo right there. Will not take a vaccine if offered. Dolly Parton raised, either she raised, gave, some kind of way. She was connected to $1 million for people, the public, to get vaccinated. Again, you have Pfizer, Moderna, finishing their vaccines, and we'll have this stuff in the streets by the end of this month. They're expecting, I think Pfizer say they were expecting about 13 billion shots next year. That's worldwide, now just not here in America, but 13 billion shots worldwide. So these folks are cooking this stuff up to hit us in the arm with it. And it ain't like some chicken pox or something, right, people? It ain't like if you catch it, you get some bumps and then you go home and they wear out. This stuff is actually killing our population. So if the government offers this stuff, voluntarily will you take it? And what do you need to know? Who do you need to see take it? Do you believe we should be vaccinated? And how do you feel about celebrities' influence to do so? Hollatics y'all weigh in. It's the Hollatic Live Interactive Podcast. It's the Hollatic Flow. Hollatics y'all weigh in. For the audio, if you're just tuning in, it's the Hollatic Live Interactive Podcast. I am Rash, your host, chief politician, narrator, orator, and the hardest Negro under 6 feet since Eric Easy E. Right. Tonight on the floor, got a subject introduced by fellow Hollatic. I didn't number this, man. It should have been Hollatic 47, but I think it kind of should be like a 44.1 or 2, because we did talk about this a few weeks ago, but it was brought to mind by fellow Hollatic. He sent me a link that showed Dolly Parton being attached to $1 million being put out to help the public get vaccinated. Now, again, I talked about this a few days ago. I don't know. I got a quick quote in what I talked about, but I talked about this, that I heard a conversation between Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci. And they were saying that, it's estimated that 30% of the population has a mistrust for government. And they were saying that is the minority. Now, when you do your number calculations and you realize that 18% of the country is Hispanic, which is the majority minority, and another 13% is, the black race. You add those together, you get 31%. So it's safe to say minorities have a mistrust for government. 50%, which is higher than 30%. So it's more than just Hispanics and blacks right here. When you say 50% say they would not take a vaccine, and that is because mistrust of government. Do you believe we should be vaccinated, and how do you feel about celebrities' influence to do so? Holla-tics y'all weigh in. Of course, since I am a holla-tic, I have to give you my opinion on tonight's floor subject, but I want y'all to weigh in first, man. What you think about that? The Dolly Parton thing, it didn't shock me. Again, I heard Bill Gates say he took a flu shot and he's waiting for the preparation of the COVID-19 shots because he, I guess he pumps all this stuff in his body. It would seem like he wouldn't have to because he somewhere else in life that we not. And, me and you could probably get it from each other, but he ain't not gonna get it from us. So it seemed, but, I don't think he's lying. Do I believe? Yes, I do believe Bill Gates is gung-ho about the vaccine. I think he and his wife, if they hadn't already been vaccinated, I think they are going to be some of the first people in line. So I don't think he putting a wool over my eyes. Do I believe Dolly Parton is that passionate about seeing people vaccinated that she would put up $1 million? If not her own money, she's attached to it. Yes, I do believe there are some people who feel that strongly about the public being, everybody being vaccinated. However, you still have 50% of the world say, I ain't finna do it, Raz. I don't trust it. Microchips gonna be implanted in me. Now they gonna know whatever I got for the rest of my life. That's you. Let me hear you. Holla-tics y'all weigh in tonight. Celebrity influence on taking the vaccine. What you think about that? Holla-tics 7 Grogan is weighing in tonight. Now, when I listen to the conversation between Dr. Fauci and Bill Gates, they were saying that there would be a PR campaign that would be pushed our way to get the people that have a mistrust for government to trust government more, to where we would trust the vaccine. Again, y'all, this is not chickenpox, right? It's not like you get some bumps and you go home. If one person refuses to take the vaccine, that person could be, it could spread. If you got 5 people lined up and 5 say, I'm going to take the vaccine, and you 5 not, then, you got 5 people that's going to be protected. But any one of these 5 or, candidates for death if someone has it. And so it's not like, some of the other diseases, I want to call them, plagues, viruses, because of the death number. And people say, Raz, man, they're inflating the numbers and they doing this, they doing that, Raz. But I say to that, you can't fake body bags. Again, you can fake a lot of tests. You could test more rapidly. You could use more accurate tests. You can falsify tests. You can walk through a block and say everybody on here got it. But when the people are starting to line up in the hospitals and die, then the conspiracy thing look a little crazy because, you could say 10 people got it, but that don't mean, if 10 people died, then You know, I think the conspiracy thing kind of go out the window after that when you see the hospitals filling up. Holla-tics, y'all weigh in tonight, man. Tonight on the floor, celebrities' influence on taking vaccines. 30% of the population have a mistrust for government. 50% say they will not take the vaccination. Now, you got stars like Dolly Parton who put her money where her mouth is. You know, she was responsible for $1 million being implemented so the public can be vaccinated, or however you want to call it. Holla-tics, y'all weigh in tonight. You know, do you believe we should be vaccinated? And what do you think about celebrities using their influence to influence the public to do so? Now, I'm older, right? Matter of fact, my birthday is tomorrow. So I don't look for people to influence me to do stuff. You know, I kind of go with what's in front of me, the facts stated, and then I make my own decisions. But I realize I am older. I'm not a young guy. And I realize younger people may need a wall, a push, a nudge by people they esteem, or mentors, or people that they aspire to be like. So I won't pick on that, man. Appreciate that, 7. Holla-tics 7 Grogan say happy birthday, Raz. I appreciate that, brother. So, being my birthday and me being halfway through this thing we call life, if God blesses me with 100 years, I'm at that halfway point. I don't really need people influencing me to do something, man. So appreciate that, Stephen Brunt. He say happy birthday, my brother Raz, in advance. Hats off to you. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, bro. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. It's the Holla-tics Live Interactive Podcast. If you didn't know, I'm Raz, your host. I'm sitting here tonight with my band of merry Holla-tics, and tonight on the floor we're discussing celebrities' influence for taking the vaccine. Now, this is nothing new to us as Holla-tics. We've talked about this on plenty of occasions, but I got a link sent to me from one of my fellow Holla-tics, and it was stating how Dolly Parton, I think she gave it or she raised $1 million to help the public take vaccines. And so I wanted to know, how do y'all feel about celebrities being used in the vaccination PR because of the mistrust that the public have, you know? Of course, I have my own opinions. I'm going to weigh in on those in a few, but I like to let my Holla-tics take a shot at it, man. You know, maybe they Holla-ticked out because, again, we talked about this. And I had a Holla-tic weigh in a week ago, and he was like, nobody's going to voluntarily take the vaccine, Raz. Quit the theoreticals. And I was like, it's really not a theoretical when you think about it, because of the potency of COVID-19 and how many people that's, you know, dying from it. It's easy for the government to say, okay, you will be shot in the arm, or you will be breaking the law. Or they don't even have to go that deep, right? They could say, because Texas, again, I am a Texan. I'm a Houston Texan. I stay here in Houston, Texas. And if you live in Houston, Texas, you realize Houston, Texas is a right to work state. Meaning, working is a right. It's a right to work state, meaning pretty much without being too complicated, the employee can say, you know what, Mr. Harris, we don't need you here tomorrow. And they don't have to tell me why. You know, they got the right to allow me to work, or they got the right to let me go, and they really don't have to tell me why. Now, it can be litigation behind it, and people say, oh, Raz, it ain't that easy. Yeah, it's true. But the truth is, That happens more times than not. And why is that important when it comes to COVID-19 and you saying people being mandatedly vaccinated? They don't even have to make it a law. Your employee can say, everybody who does not show me COVID-19 vaccine papers Monday, you can't get in the building. Now what? Now it wasn't the federal government. It wasn't even the state government that gave you a mandate or ordinance. It was the boss, the CEO saying, I can't let you in my building, Mr. Harris, if you're not vaccinated. Now what? So it's really not hypothetical when you think about mandatory vaccines. So Hollatics, y'all weigh in tonight. Do you believe we should be vaccinated? And how do you feel about celebrity influence to do so? Again, not picking on celebrities, but, you know, people use their influence, you know, to help the public feel better. We make these guys rich, man, so we trust them, right? And celebrities we trust. Hollatics are weighing in from around the globe. What's up, Rob? Whoa, happy Hollatic. Mike Robinson say happy birthday. Appreciate that, bro. Tomorrow's my birthday, of course. 12 o'clock. Be my birthday. So I guess you should say it right now if you really a Hollatic. Look at all the typos in there. If you're really a Hollatic, because we stay ahead of the schedule, right? We talk about, we walk a different path, Hollatics. We walk a different path. Hollatic Gabe say, happy birthday, appreciate it, bro, appreciate it. Hollatics on the floor tonight, celebrity influence for taking vaccines. Estimated 30% of the population has a mistrust for government. And I think I'm going to take this time to weigh in. If you're just tuning in, it's the Hollatic Live Interactive Podcast. I am Raz, your host, chief Hollitician, narrator, and orator, and I'm also a Hollatic. Why you say Hollitician, Hollatic? Because you can become a Hollitician and then you can stop weighing in. But when someone calls you a Hollatic, that's because you weigh in. So I'm not only a Hollitician, I'm also a Hollatic because I have to weigh in every night. And tonight on the floor is celebrity influence, man. 50% of the population say they will not take a vaccine because of mistrust. Dolly Parton as well as other celebrities, but Dolly Parton is one of the forerunners because of the size of the money she raised to help the public be vaccinated. $1 million. Oh, so do you believe we should be vaccinated, and how do you feel about celebrities' influence to do so? Now, here's my professional weigh in. Again, I am like a lot of my Hollatics who are not weighing in tonight because they like, Raz, we spoke about this. I already told you what we was about. A lot of them say we will not take the vaccine. I, in myself, said I'm not a fan of medicine. I said modern medicine, but the truth is I don't want to pick on modern medicine. I'm just not a fan of medicine, unnatural stuff being put in my body. However, I do recognize the severity of COVID-19 and what it's doing to our country, not only physically, but what it's doing to our country from an economic perspective and how it's changing the face of the country. On to the you know, kids not being able to be educated properly or well. We'll iron it out because we have to deal with this, but they're not being educated to the extent that we know we can. It's all kinds of stuff, man. Minus the deaths, which is the worst of all of it. So if necessary, I don't need anyone to tell me to take the vaccine. If it's in the market, it's being distributed, of course, I believe it should be given to the people who need it immediately first. However, stressed hard enough by the local officials as well as the federal government, I will take the vaccine. So do I believe we should be vaccinated? No, but will I take the vaccination for the security of American public? Yes, I will. I will. And how do I feel about celebrities' influence to do so? I really feel like it's thin when we use entertainment professionals to get us to make decisions that is really more important or really way heavier than entertainment. But I do understand, again, I'm 48 years old, so I'm not saying I have the blueprint for society. I say I believe I have the blueprint for peers my age, that we should weigh on something a little more heavier than celebrities. But I do understand there's a lot of young people, a lot of people they inspire to be, they look up to. Some of them are celebrities, and some of them are celebrities within a industry, if that makes sense. You know, you got Racehorse Haynes is a great lawyer here in Texas. You might be a lawyer and you like, man, Racehorse Haynes say take the vaccination, so I will. So people weigh inspiration on others. I'm an older man, getting bitter, mad, grumpy. The old dude sitting on the bench throwing crumbs out. But I do believe celebrities can have an influence on minds that are maybe a little more softer, and they look up to some of these people to inspire them in different ways. So how do I feel about celebrities' influence to do so? If taking the vaccine is a good thing, I think there's nothing wrong with that. It's called outreach. The government saying, look, we tight shirts, striped ties, pocket protectors. We don't know how to reach ordinary people, so we're gonna go and get people who they respect and believe to reach them. I really don't see nothing wrong with that, man. I'm a glass half full guy, so you know I don't really don't see anything wrong with it. Hollatics are weighing in tonight, man. That is my professional weigh in, though. Do I believe we should be vaccinated? I'm not a fan of being vaccinated, but for the sake of the public, I will take the vaccination. And how do I think about celebrities' influence to do so? I think if it helped people in the long run, I think it's cool, man. Not needed for myself. Hopefully it's not needed for a lot of people my age. But if celebrities are powerful enough to get people to do the right thing just by saying, hey, you do the right thing, then go for it, man. Go for it. Holla-tics, Seven Grogan say, I could care less what celebrities take the vaccine, which ones lie about taking the vaccine. I'm not taking anything until it's proven and we see the long-term effects. I do not believe that the COVID-19 vaccine is the mob mark of the beast, like some uptight folks. Bill Gates is excited about it because he is behind it financially and will make tons of sales off the vaccine. No money, no problems. I'm going to wait and watch. That's what's up. Seven Grogan is weighing in. Love it when you weigh in, Seven. Never know what you're going to say, but I always love it when you weigh in. Sometimes people hear you talk, they like, this dude is crazy, but you always have some very intelligent insight, man. Holla-tics Gabe Robinson say, I also seen in the news tonight that it's an international airline called Qantas says that the only way you can fly with them is that you be vaccinated. So there you go. That's Holla-tics Gabe weighing in. And again, we talked about this last week, right? And somebody told me, Raz, there ain't no need for hypotheticals. We can't get people to wear masks. Let's know voluntarily take a vaccine. But I'm saying to myself, they can mandate it legally through ordinance, and then we really, really feel force. Or they could do something as simple as Gabe saying, you can't get on my plane unless you show me vaccination papers. You can't get on my bus unless you show me vaccination papers. You cannot come into my building. You work here. I'm sorry, we have people here that are older and fragile in health, so we cannot let you in the building Monday. You can either work from home or you can find you a new job. So it don't necessarily have to be a mandate, don't necessarily have to be a political mandate, even though it is political at the same time. So I'm just saying, Hollatics. Celebrity influence on taking vaccines, man. How do you feel about it? You know, this got to the floor tonight because a fellow politician showed me a link of Dolly Parton being connected to $1 million going towards people taking the COVID-19 vaccine. So Hollatics, y'all weigh in, man. We got Hollatics 7 Grogan say, I don't care about celebrities, who you use. I don't trust it. I'm just waiting and watching. He say, yeah, Bill Gates is pushing the vaccine. He gonna take 5 shots in his arm. I'm just kidding. He not, but 7 saying, yeah, because he's financially attached to it. He's definitely behind the promotion of the vaccine being taken. That's Hollatics 7 Grogan. Gabe weighing in and say, I already seen airlines saying you can't get on the plane unless you vaccine. So the mandate for it doesn't have to be political, people. It doesn't have to be federal or state law. It could be if you live somewhere just as simple here as Houston, Texas. And you know, or in Texas, period. You have the right to work state. So if they say, you know what, you can't come in my building unless, or they say, that old boy ain't been vaccinated. I seen him on Facebook talking about how he ain't gonna take the vaccine. Tell him we downsizing tomorrow. We don't need him no more. They can do that in Texas, man. It's the right to work state, right? Hollatics, y'all weigh in. Hollatic Gabe Robinson say something just ain't right with this COVID-19 because they don't even do this for the flu. It's not sitting right with me. I do believe there are all kinds of unanswered questions, Gabe. And will we know? Heck nah, man. But it's good that we do what we doing right here, right? We get bright minds come together and we tackle situations before they actually reach your doorstep, man. This is the Holla-tics Live Interactive Podcast. We're not out yet. You still got time to weigh in. Tonight on the floor, celebrities influence for taking the vaccine. Hollatics are weighing in tonight, proving the points, the bullet points that I have in front of you. Estimated 30% of the population has a mistrust for government. 50% say they will not take a vaccine if offered. Dolly Parton raised over $1 million, up to $1 million. I think it might have came directly out of pocket. I put raised there because it's the safest word. And that money going straight to just seeing people get vaccines, man. And the vaccine is now not even on Main Street yet. So, do you believe we should be vaccinated? And how do you feel about celebrities' influence to do so? I weighed in tonight. I said I'm not a fan of vaccines. I'm part of that people that has a mistrust for vaccinations, but I'm not gonna be a danger to society. I'm much like 7. I'm gonna watch and wait, but if they press on me too hard, then I'll do it. You know, I fear no man, fear no evil either. And so how do I feel about celebrities being used? I'm an older guy. It's not necessary with me, but I do believe some people, it may be necessary, man. So Hollatics, we're on our way out, man. That is the hour, man. This is Raz, Hollatics Live Interactive Podcast. We're getting ready to go, man. I will tell you this like I tell you every night. If God puts in your power to change somebody's life and he give you opportunity, it's because he wants you to do it and he feels like you are the person for the job. So be bold and do so. Also, as my man Pickle Juice would say every night, walk with the king and be a blessing in all things. Hollatics, we will be back tomorrow at 7:30. with more Raz Report, man. I'm gonna keep feeding y'all stocks, man, till somebody get rich, man. And maybe I get my own show like Kramer or something. Holla-tics 7 Grogan say, I don't think the mark of the beast will be hidden in the vaccine. It will be blatant and obvious and force you to reject Christ. So don't let the mob be don't let the mob be your deciding factor, meaning the mark of the beast. It's not. I just don't like strange stuff going in my body personally, 7. But I get what you're saying though, and people are like what you're saying. They think they gonna sneak it on you, and all of a sudden you doomed. That is very immature Bible thinking, man. So Holla-tics, we gotta get out of here, man. I did want to get 7's last comment in, man. But y'all be blessed, man. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And peace out. Yeah.